In Acts, what Peter begins to talk about is he uses the prophet Joel and says that the people, the sons and daughters, are going to prophesy. Prophesy. Now, that word becomes changed as we start to think of later folks like Nostradamus and those who are about predicting the future. What we need to do is step back and realize this isn't about predicting the future. The way Peter is using this is it is about truth-telling. That this small community of Galileans is going out in the world and they are telling their truth. They are telling their story. That they might impact and give life to others. And in the midst of that, they are breaking down barriers. They are inviting others into this conversation, which can be dangerous and exhilarating. Today, here in this place, we are inviting in 11 new members. What a joyous event. Although, to those of you who have been here a long time, I want to issue a note of caution when you say your words of welcome. For you see, in inviting 11 new members, things aren't going to be done the same way they've always been done. In inviting new members, they are going to bring new ideas. They are going to speak other languages. They are going to invite other friends to come and check out this place. Amen. And when that happens, we become changed. That little Galilean community, when they started telling their story, while they were proclaiming God's love in their context, and they were talking through the power of the Spirit about the life of Jesus, all of a sudden they become a very different community. To the point that later on they have to sit around their table in Jerusalem and have a little conversation. Because these Gentiles are becoming so much larger. And they're taking on roles of leadership. And they're changing the way that customs have been done. And so today, as we do allow this Spirit to move in us, and we recognize ourselves speaking new languages, we find ourselves being changed and reformed. Now, in today's new member class, there are a wonderful group of different languages being presented and brought into this place. There are people who have grown up in other traditions. Methodist, Mennonite, Episcopalian, others who are Lutheran but come from different Lutheran congregations. And they are going to allow us to find new ways of speaking and reaching out in the world. And together, we form an incredible community. We bring together those older traditions and ways of being, and we lay them alongside what is new. And we find what is life-giving in both, and we live that out here in this sanctuary, and then outside the doors. We will continue to speak in new and profound ways, perhaps in Somali or Spanish. Perhaps in the literature that we use, that doesn't use big fancy theological words, but speaks in language that common, everyday people on the street can understand and find welcome in. That is part of our heritage as Lutherans. That Luther wanted the Bible, the customs, in the language of the people. And that our music will then spring to life in new ways. Perhaps hip-hop at times. Perhaps a Swahili song here or there. All of those things mix and become richer and more profound as we welcome and embrace those who are here in our midst and those who are outside our doors. But it begins by gathering and recognizing the wind that is blowing. The wind, powerful, invisible, that pushes and prods and invites us into conversation. Perhaps by one word that is spoken, or by a very simple sign. And we remember the ways that we are claimed, reclaimed, formed, and reformed. Thanks be to God for that spirit, that breath. Thanks to those who have made the long journey in this place, and those who come with new and vibrant spirit and breath. Together we continue to build and grow, saying, "Come, Holy Spirit."